Hey there! Today I'm going to show you all the tools that I use here in my market garden. I don't have a lot of tools. I keep it really simple because my processes are very simple and I don't like to have a lot of clutter around. And I want to show you all the stuff I have on the farm here because I think it's helpful to see what you actually need to get going. And some things are optional. I'll get into all that stuff later. And a big disclaimer up front about this video is that this video is not sponsored by any of the tool companies that made these tools, but this video does have a sponsor, and that is Osborne Quality Seeds, and we'll get to that later. All right, this is my main tool rack. This is most of the tools that I have on the farm. There's a few others that I keep inside that are completely out of the weather, but all this stuff is kept as close to the beds as possible. And I think that's a big thing, is you want to keep your tools as close to the beds as possible so you can minimize footsteps on the farm. So let's talk about what I got going on behind me here. First of all is the broad fork. This one was made by my friend Larry Cooper. Did a whole video with Larry. I'll leave links to related videos and every product down below for you guys to check out. This is an amazing broad fork. I use this on every bed flip, and it's a really important thing to have on a no-till farm, is having a good broad fork. I have 3 rakes here on the farm. These are 2 of them. One is a soft rake. I use this often for, like, you know, getting wood chips out of beds and, you know, things like that, so light work. I have a hard rake here, which I actually don't use very often. This is often used like when we're making new beds and I'm like really trying to level out compost, but once the beds are built, I don't really use this one very much. We got this fork here. This is awesome. It's got a bunch of tines, and this is great for moving compost around and wood chips. So I actually have 2 of these. One is in the compost area too, but these are awesome. These multi-forked forks, multi-tined forks. This is a landscape rake. This is a 36-inch wide landscape rake, and my beds are 30 inches wide, and I thought about cutting the ends off, but I actually kind of like it at 36 because you can pull it at an angle and it works really well, and so I've gotten used to it. But this one I just got from Lowe's. It's pretty cheap. They do make rakes that are specifically for 30-inch beds. I just don't have one. This one's been working fine. I have no complaints about it. This here is the gritter. This is from Neversink Tools, and this was a really cool addition that we got last year. And you might notice that it's red. It doesn't come red. Gene got this powder coated, so it's kind of fun to have him do that. But this has been a real upgrade on the farm. I really enjoy the gritter, and we have the 4x, the 3x, and the 2x. I use the 4x for lettuce and the 3x for beets. And I just actually ordered another handle because I do use this for every time I transplant. So I ordered another handle, which will be coming soon. So I'll have one for the 4 and one for the 3. And I absolutely love this tool. This is amazing, not only for, you know, solo operations like I am here, just because it simplifies everything. I don't have to get a tape measure and think, but especially if you have employees or volunteers on your farm, this just standardizes the whole process and makes it super simple and gets you really straight lines. And you say, hey, you're doing lettuce, grab the 4x, plant it on all the crosses, and you're good to go. Got 2 hose on the farm. I don't use the collinear hose anymore. I'm sorry, the stirrup hose or scuffle hose. I made a whole video about that, but yeah, they don't get used anymore. These are the 2 hoses I use all the time. This one here is the collinear hose. This one was designed by L.A. Coleman. This one's from Johnny's. I absolutely love this. This is my favorite for sure. But frankly, now that I have drip irrigation on all of my beds, I wind up using a wire weeder more often. And so this one doesn't get used as much, but I actually do prefer this. But the wire weeder is great because you can get around drip tape and stuff, and you have a lot less chance of you know, cutting drip tape and getting around sensitive plants and stuff. So the wire weeder is great. This one in particular, this one is from Neversink Tools. This is the Mutineer, and this one has interchangeable heads. But I just keep the same head on here all the time. This one is a 4-inch by 1-inch offset, and it's awesome because I can pull it straight through really tight areas at the 1-inch, or open it up like this for the 4-inch. But this comes with a bunch of different heads, and you can get a collinear head for this too, but I actually prefer this collinear head on this Johnny's one. But you could just have one set and you'd be good to go. But I already had it, so I just keep one with wire weeder, one for the collinear hoe, and that's it for the hose here. These are all the tools, guys. There's a couple more that I keep in the shed, so I'm gonna pull those out just to show you, but generally this is the majority of what I'm using here at the farm. So as I just said, I have a few other tools to show you here. Before I get into that, I wanna talk about today's sponsor, which is Osborne Quality Seeds. I talk with them a lot on this channel. They've been really supportive of this channel and really supportive of growers in terms of gardeners and also commercial farmers all over the place. They have really high quality seeds, and if you're looking for something new or maybe just looking for a great company to support, I highly recommend you check out Osborne. I'll leave links down below for all of their information. I really recommend that you go check them out. All right, let's get into talking about some of these other tools. So first of which is the Farmer's Friend Quick Cut Greens Harvester. Most of you guys have seen this before. This is an essential tool for market gardening if you're growing any sort of baby greens. I highly, highly recommend this. Then we got the tilther, which you guys have probably seen me talk about before. I am still using this on every bed flip, and I absolutely love this tool. A lot of people call this tillage, and frankly it probably is, but it only goes down an inch or inch and a half and does no more disturbance than a rake. So I really do enjoy using it. I think it's really good for incorporating amendments and a light surface agitation that you can probably get with a rake, but it's very quick and makes your beds look really professional, and I absolutely love it. A couple tips about the tilther is that you want to make sure you get a really awesome drill. So I am a big fan of the DeWalt XR brushless drills, like the most hardcore drills that they make, and get a big battery for it, or at least one big battery, and you'll be really happy. So I'll leave links down below for the drill that I've been using. I've been really, really happy with it. I know that Neversink just came out with a version of this. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm really happy with the Johnny's one, so I don't see any reason for me to switch it. And then lastly here, the Jang Seeder, which you guys have seen me talk about before. This is, you have to have this tool if you're gonna be direct seeding. It is pricey, but man, it is so reliable and so satisfying to use. And people ask me about thinning or overseeding or underseeding. Once you get it dialed in with this, it takes a few rounds with a new crop. You'll be so happy you have this. If you ask anyone that owns a Jang Seeder, man, they're just incredible. So other than that, guys, like there's a couple other things I want to show you over here, but you know, a couple good shovels, and you know, the seeding tools and all the nursery stuff, that's kind of a separate thing, but I want to talk about hand tools today for sure. I think sometimes it's the little details that are really helpful, and I like to show those as much as possible. One thing is, I know this is a wheelbarrow and everyone should have at least one wheelbarrow on their farm, but this one I absolutely love. I got this from Home Depot, and it has a non-pneumatic front wheel, so you can't get it flat. And it has these like some sort of metal handles. They're awesome. I just love this wheelbarrow. If any of you guys have used this one, you guys will know. And so I really do recommend that. This is another thing which is great. I've talked about this in several other videos, but this is one of those Vermont carts. So a small cart here, and then we put a bunch of buckets in here, and what we do is we fill either wood chips or compost directly in the buckets, and then I use these to put it out into the bed, so you're not having to fill a wheelbarrow, empty it out, and you know, do it over and over again. So this is one step: fill up the buckets, take it all out, and then put them into the beds. All right, so I'm inside the greenhouse here. We're about to get a storm. I was hoping to try to get this video done, but as you can see, there really aren't that many tools that I use here on the farm, and I think if you're getting started, you really don't need that a lot. But there are a couple things I would say that are optional. I'd say the tilther is definitely optional, but I think pretty much everything else you should get. If you're going to be doing baby greens at all, the greens harvester is a necessity, and I really think the Jang is a really good investment in your garden or your farm. It is just incredible. So as you can see, really not a lot here, but I wanted to share with you the tools that I actually use on my farm here. If you're thinking about picking up a few, or you're looking to get started, that's the basic list of things that you'll need to get started on your farm. I can't cover everything else on the farm. Obviously I have tunnels and irrigation, the nursery stuff, the wash pack station, silage tarp, like those are the other things. But in terms of the actual tools that I recommend, that's what I use, and I really don't need anything else at this point. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. I was trying to make a quick, simple video for you today. I really want to thank Osborne for sponsoring this video. So again, check them out, links down below. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit subscribe if you aren't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh, it is starting to rain now. All right, so as you guys can probably hear, it's starting to rain pretty hard. I am stuck in the tunnel for a little bit.